is this real? Are these really, these were the nominees for best album art at the Grammys? I mean, I feel like if we're comparing like some of the albums that were up for Grammys this year to what are considered iconic, the problem with looking at iconic album covers is that they've been around long enough for them to become iconic, you know? So like if we're looking at like this is like a staged photo, this probably took a lot of time to like put together and get the perfect shot. Um, and then you look at something like, you know, any of these, and I don't know if these won, I don't even know if the category was around back then, but a lot of like Stankonia is an iconic album cover, but it's because it's become iconic over the past 20 plus years, you know? So I feel like we also have to give
Yeah,
time and space
with
for albums to become iconic
right, right.
album covers. If we're talking about cultural relevance, I feel like merch design should have had its own category 10 years ago.
I agree.
We have to talk about like what actually drives revenue in the music industry. I mean, you can't ignore that. Nowadays, merch design is going to drive more revenue than album sales. Clearly, looking at some of the album covers, like with if Brat won, it's not because it it took them, you know, months and months and months of work to composite the text on a green square. So it's not about how the art was put together. It's about culture. Was it culturally significant? But I feel like merch in itself is way more culturally impactful because like
Mm.
it can become its own thing. Like and it's like walking around and living in the world more than album artwork.
Right, right.
Oh,
Becomes like you're a walking billboard for that album. Like the album cover might just live on like platforms. It might just be like a thumbnail. Like how many times are you going to see the album cover, right? Like
right.
you're on Spotify or Apple Music, maybe scrolling online, but you have like a physical thing that kind of represents the album, and you're like literally out in the street in the world wearing something that it's album related to an artist. It builds culture, it builds like identity for like someone to be part of something. So
Yeah, and I'm not saying like one category should exist and the other shouldn't. Like they should both exist because I think you could make like a chicken and the egg comparison of like, well, a lot of merch is derived from the album artwork. Like you like photos and assets and all that builds the merch.
right.
But I feel like it becomes its own separate thing. Like it has its own identity from there. Um, and as far as like the exchange of like creativity between an artist and a designer, artist and a producer, artist and a songwriter, it feels similar. Like if you're a songwriter or producer, like you're going to use their voice and their look, their identity, their brand
Right.
for with your own talents. And that's like what a designer,
Shit.
it's the same thing. Um, do you think that like designing great merch is as hard as making a great song? I don't know. I don't know if you're like secretly writing songs in your bedroom or you're doing a little production work on the side, but you know what I mean? Like, is it?
It's the same difficulties, like it's the same, you're using the same muscle, right? Like where like you're looking at trend culture, trend and sound. We do it with trend and like just what people are wearing. Yeah. So I feel like it is kind of it's the same process almost. Like they both have to make an impact, right? With like consumer. So I see it as kind of the same.
Yeah.
We're a producer is producing sound and we're producing visuals for the sound or the album.
Yeah. Representing the artist where they're at.
Yeah.
Still very subjective. Like, there's people with folders of rejected songs, rejected concepts for songs, rejected beats. Like, that's no different. That's definitely no different because I have plenty of like producer songwriter friends and they might write a song or make a beat in 30 minutes and it wins a Grammy, and the song that they've been sitting on for months is still, collecting dust in a folder
Mm.
and nobody is ready for it yet. So that doesn't change. I think like what's interesting to me is the relationship between like a record label or probably not an artist, more so like the corporate side of it, the suits at a label seem to have a different relationship with producers and songwriters than we have, or at least I have. I can only speak for myself, but like historically, like merch designers are going to be told not to show something publicly or talk about their work publicly versus a songwriter or producer who's like, they'll get interviewed by, the New York Times or Billboard and they can shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. That's like a mystery to me.
How do we get snubbed like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I f-
It just,
I don't know. I feel like merch is they just look at it as like a decorative thing, like just kind of decorating around an album. Like not really so, or is it like too commercial?
if my job was literally just to sit here all day and make cool designs, and the way it worked was then I just start pitching them out to people, my job would look very differently. And I think I would operate from more of a place of pure creativity versus like solving a problem for a specific artist and designer, you know? Because like when producers and songwriters, they're just like cooking stuff up all the time. And then like they have the connections or they have the resources or whatever their network looks like, where they say like, hey, like you'd be perfect on this beat, or like this song would be perfect for your voice. But it doesn't really work that way in design. But I just think like from a cultural impact perspective, if we're looking at like 2016 Life of Pablo merch, 2016 Purpose merch, like all of that was so culturally relevant. Like I feel like the Donda team or whoever was behind all that stuff probably should have won a Grammy. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think so too. I mean, it was such a huge impact, like right at this, like I'm always referring to like that, that time, like Life of Pablo or like um the whole stadium tour with Justin Bieber, like merch, even like early like the weekend merch, like always referred to those, classics and kind of still to today, because that was just like a format. That was a formula that worked, kind of, and you kind of question like, well, why is it so like dope, right? So you would always go back and try to like just pick at it, and use it in design today. I still do, when I'm designing merch. I always go back to the classics, things that worked. Find a way to do it today.
For sure. I mean, I think that time showed us that like the crossover between merch design and like retail stores that were something other than Hot Topic was possible. Like Urban Outfitters, H&M, when they started picking up stuff, and it started even like streetwear boutiques, like you would find Life of Pablo merch to this day. You can probably go into, they're like grails, and that wasn't the case with merch. I feel like up until that point, that's when it did feel less artistically, culturally driven and more of just like, do you want a side of fries with your burger type of thing? Like it just comes with it.
Right.
And you want it because you want the burger, and like you're at the concert, so get this to support the artist. But it didn't feel as intentional, before that time.
Right. No, I agree.
Let's say we live in a world where there was a Grammy for merch design. Does anyone come to mind for you that you think like could have won in 2025? And
I love all the Travis Scott stuff. Like Hypebeast has something where it was like, they usually do like this top 25 t-shirts of the year or something like that.
so like all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was hard.
It's like it's fresh, it's different, its approach is like completely.
Yeah, you know what, bro? This is interesting, and now we're getting into like the Alibaba stuff's popping up, the fake stuff. But bro, this is actually a good point. So like was Travis Scott up for any Grammys for his music? He was. He had to have been, right? Let's see. All right.
Look it up. Pull it up.
Bro, the thumbnails are always so low res, I can't read anything. All right. Travis Scott Grammys. 10. Oof, man, that's cold. That's not. All right. So, yeah, I mean, he was up for Best Rap Album. 10 noms overall, no wins. See, if merch had been a category, Travis Scott would have won a Grammy. There you go. Bro, but basically what I'm saying is like, you could be an artist who's not nominated for your music and get nominated for your merch. Here's what I wouldn't want to happen. I wouldn't want, like, because let's say Taylor Swift is nominated 13 times, but her merch is bad, I don't want her to get a nomination for best merch, like that type of thing. But if someone who is not that well known, but maybe making some noise, but not quite to the level where they're getting best album, best record noms,
So they
their
have
merch is crazy, and their merch is in like the streets, like people are wearing it, it's culturally relevant. Give them a Grammy.
Mhm.
They're making an impact.
So
Group, you know?
yeah,
Bro, I don't know how, I don't even know what stuff here I'm looking at is real and what's not. You can't sell these websites, aopas2025.com.
yeah, that's
Wow,
wow.
bro.
I always thought when they start bootlegging your stuff, when you start seeing your stuff on Redbubble or something like that, that you made it.
Bro, if this was his official merch, give him every Grammy. This is it. This is the new swag. Okay, with the AI, the posterized
burst.
model, shopmerchgame.com. Bro, yeah, I don't know. Look at, I'm telling you, bro, this is the one.
Man, put it on everything.
Yep. Listen, I think Samborghini had a marathon year. He did Kendrick's merch. He did 21 Savage. But he did this one.
I know
This,
it's like that or something.
I don't know. If this wasn't the merch design of the year, I don't know what would be.
Yeah, that's hidden.
I saw this everywhere. If you want to talk bootleg, like this is on eBay right now for $7.99.
Yeah, that shit is heat.
This is not.
Did it come from Market? Chinatown Market?
Sam, I mean, he works a lot with them and has for a long time. I don't think he ever officially worked for them. I think he's just been like doing his own thing, and maybe was working closely with like Warner or like Universal. I need to find, it's like it's like American Dream merch. Because he did both of these in this one, bro. He did this one and the Kendrick one in 2025. And I would argue like both of these were S tier, like top 5 merch designs of the year. As far as like cultural relevance goes, I saw these everywhere. So shout out to Samborghini.
Shout out to Samborghini.
When an artist goes on tour, band goes on tour, what are the things that are propelling it forward? Like, it's the songs that are out that makes people want to go to the shows, makes them interested in the artist. What are the steps after that, right? It's buying merch. Like, there's only a few things that you can do as a fan. You can listen to the music, you can go to the shows, you can buy the merch. Like, so that's a good question. There's not like a category for touring, like tour production or like anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Look it up.
Because then
There has to be. Or there's costume and stuff like that, right? Like, but is it related to merch? Like maybe videos, like music videos?
well, that's a good question. Yeah, is there a merch or excuse me, music video category. I'm looking it up right now. I'll pull it up if I mean, there's best music video. Yeah. So, bro, okay, so they're giving recognition. Let's just be clear about this. The Grammys give recognition to audio and they give recognition to writing and they give recognition to visuals, but not visuals that are on t-shirts. Like if it's a visual in a music video, if it's a visual as a square album cover, they'll give you a nod, but not if it's on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So it's the medium, I guess, is where they draw lines. Tangible.
Yeah. Tangible stuff.
I mean, I guess an album cover, album you printed out vinyl, it is tangible.
Yeah, but like
The packaging.
who's getting that? I mean, not that many people. I mean, you still have your like vinyl heads and cassette tape heads that might want to get a physical like record, but like because they like the sound or something or just love that type of.
So Tyler the Creator won. What did his like? Because the way that they're looking at it, I think, is like more than just the album cover. It's like the packaging. So this is what the packaging looked like. So just like green stuff with text. Again, like it's a complete thought as far as like branding goes and direction. Like I'll give them that. They built out sort of a whole new world to go along with the album, the concept, the character, all that. There's not an intense level of like creativity that went into the packaging overall. Is that fair?
Yeah, I could say that.
I'm not like if you're gonna give a Grammy to best packaging, I want to open it up and have like a experience.
Gold trimming and freaking.
Yeah. Yes. And that's not to say that like if I'm asking that of album art packaging, well then I should be asking that of merch too. But it's like you can't make a t-shirt with like 3 arms and be like, hey, this is now like good. Like this is interesting because I put 3 arms on this t-shirt. If the goal of the Grammys was to become more and more culturally relevant and maybe get back to that place where they were, let's say in the 90s or in the early 2000s, then they need to involve parts of the culture that have rise to the top over the years, and merch in music is one of them. So I think at this point, they're doing themselves a disservice by not including it as a category, even if it's like one of the smaller ones. Like I don't think that they televise best album artwork on the Grammys, but I think just even having it be a part of it is like a good thing. And I do think that even as far as like designers talking more about the Grammys because they're up for best merch designer or they're up for best merch rollout or whatever. But then the other question is, this is a whole other can of worms. Who's going to end up taking the credit? Is it going to be the person who sent me the project and I did the designs? Are they getting their own Grammy because they put me on the email chain? You're a former creative director.
It gets dicey. There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The label's director, the merch director.
But you know what, bro? That's the same as songwriting. You look at when they flash the songs on the screen that are nominated and you see at the bottom, I've seen that list of names go 3, 4, 5 lines. Right. I'm fine with it. I was just wondering because like you will see just from like just to draw some sort of comparison, you'll see like someone post on social media like an art director, creative director, and it's like they're taking credit but I know that like they didn't actually design any of this. They were just sending the emails. They were maybe like making some approvals. They're part of the process.
Yes.
Is it to the point where they can like actually take credit for the people walking around wearing the merch?
They might, they might,
Maybe in their mind, but
they might want to,
yeah.
because they're the composer. They're the I got the photographer. I got the lighting. I got the lighting people. I got the, I got the designer. I got, so they're definitely gonna feel a part of like the merch, but which is still again fine, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But can I get in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, can I be a Grammy nominated or Grammy winner merch designer?
I just want to go to the Grammys. That's I think that's all this comes down to. Like, listen, I'll pick out a font or two if it means I'm gonna get to see, you know, Hendrick perform at the Grammys or whatever it looks like in 2027, 2028. What um yeah, bro. It's an interesting conversation. I think I'm always intrigued by how different creatives are treated in the world of music and how there is a hierarchy. And this is just like one of those ones that's very public facing, where they're being given like producers and songwriters, people behind the scenes traditionally are being given awards. You're seeing people at the shows who are not well-known names. Like this dude who I played in a band. He used to come out to my shows. He's from Wisconsin. He works with Jelly Roll. He won a Grammy a few days ago,
That's fire.
but like nobody knows who this dude is. I just, but I see that sort of thing. Very talented songwriter, by the way. His name's Austin Niverell. But he he had a moment where he won for something that he did sort of just behind the scenes. And so I think seeing that world exists, and being a participant in it, but not getting to be, or being a participant in it, but not getting to be involved with that other thing, the nominations and the Grammys, is a bummer.
Rich designers are silent songwriters, just like your homeboy. Just give us some credit, man. Give us some.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Give us some recognition publicly now and then. It would be nice.
Be nice.
It's not a easy job. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Sersky. All right, y'all.